Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a weekend previewing Premier League and Championship action coming up this midweek and yeah, as well as FA Cup action. Let's get straight into it with Arsenal taking on Everton and yeah, Arsenal coming into this one, big win over Leicester. They've responded well to Man City feat, but of course Everton will come into this one confident. Did have a defeat to Villa at the weekend, but defeating Arsenal last night, could that have a psychological effect? You feel like it might, but Arsenal at home, this is a must-win game to go 5 points clear, game at top with a game in hand. Yeah, Arsenal 2-0 for me. Moving on then to Liverpool as they take on Wolves at Anfield. And yeah, Liverpool coming into this one off the back of a draw with Crystal Palace. And yeah, I can't lie, it wasn't a great response to that such disappointing loss to Real Madrid. But Wolves, good point away at Fulham. Will be disappointed maybe not to have held out for the win there, but you know, still a very good point on their travels. So yeah, they'll come into this with some confidence, I'd say, but I still think Liverpool have too much of them here. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to the Championship, we've got two games on Tuesday, and starting off with Preston against Coventry at Deepdale. And yeah, Preston coming into this one, 3 games unbeaten now, big win against Wigan. Good win for them because that was the first time they've won since the 21st of January. Yeah, in mid-table, 8 points from the Palace. It will be a bit of a push, but you know, you can't rule it out. Coventry, 48 points. They're more closer, you'd say. And yeah, not in bad forms themselves. So yeah, it's kind of a hard one to call this one, but I'm going to say it'll be a draw. Moving on then to Luton against Millwall. And yeah, these are two teams that really are much closer for the playoffs. Now, in fact, both of them in it. Millwall 5th, Luton 6th, only ahead of Norwich by 1 point. And so yeah, this really is a big game, I think it's fair to say. And yeah, Luton won the last one, which is a big win for them because they were on a bit of a slippery slope before that. Millwall in good form. They won their last one away at Stoke, which was a good win for them. So yeah, I think both teams will be coming into this one feeling confident, and I'm going to say Luton will pick up the win at home. Moving on then to the FA Cup. It's the last 16 now, so yeah. Big round of fixtures as Wembley draws ever closer, but starting off with Stoke against Brighton. And yeah, as we were just discussing, Stoke losing at the weekend, which was a frustrating result for them, I think it's fair to say. But Brighton, yeah, we know how good they are this season. I think, yeah, they're still fighting for Europe. They didn't have a game this week, so yeah, that will give them some confidence, give them some more fresh time, put out a stronger squad. I think they're going to get the job done. Moving on then to Leicester as they take on Blackburn at the King Power. And yeah, Leicester coming into this one off the back of 2 losses on the trot against Manchester United and Arsenal, but before that their performance was really good. So yeah, I don't think they'll be too concerned about it, but Blackburn coming into this one flying, 3 wins on the trot, and a really good run under John Dolton, so when it looked like they may be dropping away from the playoff fixtures, but yeah, I don't think they will now, but yeah, I still think Leicester in this one will have too much quality. Moving on then to Fulham as they take on Leeds at Craven Cottage. And yeah, Fulham coming into this one on a great run, aren't they? Having such a good season. Taking on the lead side, they did get the win over Southampton, but you know, I would still say it's fairly unconvincing, that win. And yeah, Javi Gracia still has a lot to do, and I think their focus will be firmly on survival. Fulham can kind of go for the FA Cup more, so yeah, I think yeah, they'll be playing maybe a stronger team there, and I think that means they'll kick up the Queen consequentially. Moving on into Bristol City, and they host Man City in a big game for them at Ashton Gate. And yeah, Bristol City on a really, really good run at the moment, unbeaten since Boxing Day, I believe. So yeah, Man City, of course you expect them to win this one, but I don't think it'll be a walk in the park by any means. So yeah, I don't know. Man City coming into this one, 4-1 win over Bournemouth. Will they rest some players? I imagine so, but will that still be enough to comfortably see them through? Still, I imagine so. So I'm going to say 2-0 to City. Moving on then to Wednesday's games in the Cup, and starting off with Southampton taking on Grimsby at St Mary's. And Southampton coming into this one, even though they have lost 4 of the last 5 and are on a one-way ticket for the Championship, it seems at the moment. Against the Grimsby side, that you know aren't in the best form themselves. They've drawn the last 2, so yeah, I don't know. It's a massive game for Grimsby, massive occasion. They'll really get to step up for it. But Southampton, you feel like this is a must-win game just to keep momentum going, really. So I'm going to say 3-1 to the Saints. Moving on into Burnley as they take on Fleetwood at Turf Moor. Burnley enjoying their dream season, and yeah, they've got another great opportunity to make it even better by qualifying for the last 8 of the FA Cup. And yeah, taking on a Fleetwood side that are in really good form themselves as well. So it's not going to be an easy game for Burnley, but Burnley we know how well they're playing in the Championship this season, and we know it's only a matter of time before we see Vincent Kompany's been in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm predicting a comfortable win for Burnley here, 2-0 for me. Moving on then to Manchester United as they host West Ham at Old Trafford, and yeah, the new Carabao Cup champions will come into this one absolutely buoyant. I hope those parties haven't been going on for too long, but with Ten Hag as the manager, I highly doubt that. They'll approach this in a professional manner, but West Ham will come into this one massive confidence booster with that win over Nottingham Forest. So yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't rule out a West Ham win, but I think Manchester United at home, there'd be a bit of a part in the answer. I think they'll get a win. Moving on then to Sheffield United as they take on Tottenham, and yeah, big game this for Tottenham. Look to keep their hopes of winning a trophy at long last alive, taking on a Sheffield United side though, who do look set for a return to the Premier League. Yeah, it won't be an easy game, but it's one with the players that Tottenham have got. You really expect them to win. And yeah, I think they will in the end have quite enough to win. Yeah, I think they'll have a bit too much for Sheffield United. I'm going to say the score will be 2-0. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, don't forget to comment down below if you want to show for daily football news and subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.